Hey guys, Jonah Johnson here, and today I want to take you on the course and put us in some real life situations that you need to get out of if you're trying to save par or even make a bogey. So guys, if you really want to break that 90 number or that 100 number, today's video is going to be very important because I'm going to show you multiple shots on how to escape, make it safe, and save that score while you're on the course. Let's get into the lesson. So this first scenario shot, we have to go up and over a tree from 60 yards away. So what I've grabbed is my 56-degree wedge, and this old trick that I love is that you can actually step on the club face on the ground so that it's flat, and it will show you the trajectory that the ball should go when you make contact with it. So it actually shows you that angle. So let's see, whenever I step on it, it's got enough loft to get over that tree, so I shouldn't have any trouble. So when we do this, we're going to actually put the ball right in the middle of the stance. I'm going to take my 65 yard swing to make sure that I get it up and over. And let's see if I can get this thing on the green and have a birdie putt. Perfect. Open over onto the green. Now I've got a chance for birdie, or if you're in this position to save par, we have to eliminate the big numbers, right? So I brought you out here today so that we can try to eliminate doubles and triples from your game so that you lower your score and your handicap and you have a lot more fun doing it. Let's move on to the next shot. So here we are on a short par 4. It's only 330 yards. So I elected to pull out my hybrid instead of hitting my driver. So the only trouble that we really have is the left side. So in this scenario, I've decided to take less club to ensure more accuracy, and then all the trouble being on that left side, I'm going to elect to tee the ball up on the left side so that now I can hit away from the trouble. So as we're setting up to it, I'm going to set up closer to the trouble and hit away from it. So that way I'm not worried about any penalty strokes. And I'm right in the center of the fairway, a little bit more on the right side of the fairway, but nonetheless, we've still got a wedge into this green. That's why I love coming out here on the course, because we think we have to choose driver each and every time we step up on the tee box. That's not the case, especially on those shorter par 4s. We don't need to bring all the trouble into play, so we tee up next to the trouble, hit away from it, and we take less club. Okay, so here's where my ball finished after that hybrid off of the tee. I've got 85 yards to the pin. And I want you to notice the pin is all the way in the back of the green, and then I've got to carry over a bunker. Now, the last thing I want to do is end up in the bunker or go too long. So what I'm going to try to do is hit an 80-yard shot, make sure I hit into the heart of the green. So for me, an 80-yard shot is a 3/4 swing with a wedge, this 56-degree to my shoulder and through. And I'm going to make sure at the bottom that we accelerate. The ball position is going to go more towards the back of the stance with this wedge. That's going to help me catch ball first, ground second. Let's go ahead and put one tight. Perfect. I got over the bunker onto the green, and now I've got a birdie putt. So we could see how playing it safe off of the tee with that hybrid was the right play. Put me in the fairway, gave me a wedge onto the green. And now it works, so I'm going to try to two-putt and make a par. So we just hit a wayward tee shot off of the tee, and we ended up in this position where I've got 120 yards from me to the flag, but I've got a tree in the way, right? I've got to stay low. I've got to hit a shot that stays low and can run. So I've grabbed my 5-iron here, and the best way to do this is we have to get the setup correctly in order to pull off the shot. So for this punch shot, we want to put the ball in the back of the stance. I want you to choke down onto the club to get more control. And then we have to have the shaft tilted forward. This delofts the club, right? It takes loft off the club to keep that ball low. And then we can also step on the face to make sure we can kind of see that trajectory. So this would be all the loft on the club. And then whenever we deloft it, it's going to take even more loft off the club. So when we're hitting this shot, the swing should be more like a half swing. It's almost like a chip shot with a 5-iron. So I'm gonna make sure I get myself out of trouble. If I get it to the green, that's a bonus, but I wanna make sure at least I give myself a chip shot to get up and down for par. So I've choked down, ball's back in the stance, shaft is forward. Now we're gonna take a half swing to get out of trouble. The ball just rolled onto the green. There's the bonus, and it's starting to get a little closer to the hole. And now I've given myself a birdie putt. So if you find yourself in this position, make sure you take that club that has less loft, put the ball back, get the shaft tilted forward, and only produce a half swing so that you catch ball first, ground second, and it keeps that ball low and in control. So you found yourself in a fairway bunker. This is actually on a par 5. So I want you to think about this as your second shot. So we've got roughly 250 yards to the green. Now, instead of you trying to hit a wood out of here, what I want you to do next time is take a 7-iron. It's got plenty of loft. Let's get it back out into play. Leave ourselves a short iron or a wedge in. And when we're hitting this shot, I want the ball to go more towards the back of the stance. And one thing I really like to do in a bunker is dig my back foot in for leverage. The last thing I want to do is slip and have a miss hit. So we're going to dig that back right foot in for leverage. I want you to also choke down on the club. Now, when we're hitting this shot, we don't want to hit that much sand. We definitely want to hit ball first, maybe sand second to give it that distance. And when we're doing this, we shouldn't take a big backswing. We need to take like a 3/4 swing, controlled backswing, so that we could advance this ball, put it back out into play, and give ourselves a chance for that third shot. And that's perfect. I've got myself back out into the middle of the fairway, and then that's gonna give me a chance to get onto the green to make my par. This next shot is one of my favorite shots to hit, the hybrid putt. Now, for this shot, I've got about 15 yards to the flag, and I've got nothing that's keeping me in trouble in front of the shot. So instead of us taking out a sand wedge or a pitching wedge, let's grab that hybrid, and I want you to putt it. I feel like if we have this shot, we've got a much higher percentage chance to get this ball onto the green. So I'm going to choke down on the club, and I like to put my finger down the back of it personally just for this shot. And we're going to hit a putt shot. That gets me onto the green versus us sculling or chunking that wedge. This is a higher percentage shot, and I enjoy hitting it, and I want you to try it next time you're out on the course playing golf. Okay, so for this last and final shot, I actually want to invite you to come play an entire hole with me. I've got a par 5, 565 yards. Let's tee it up, and I'm going to walk you through the process how I would play the hole. So this hole is pretty wide open. I'm going to go ahead and tee it up in the middle of the tee box, get behind the ball to pick out my spot, and then fully commit to the shot that we're going to hit. Let's go ahead and send one here, guys. Oh, that's perfect. Down the right side of the fairway. Let's go make that birdie, if not an eagle. So here's where we ended up. I've got 285 yards to the flag. I've got two options here. I could either take that 3-wood and bust it and try to get as close to the green as possible, or I can take this 4-iron out, lay up to a comfortable yardage with a wedge, and finish in from there. So I've decided to go with the 4-iron. I want to leave myself 75 yards or less into this front pin for my next shot. And that's going to be just fine, right side of the fairway, and should lead me that wedge shot in for my next shot. So we ended up just outside of the fairway in the rough from 80 yards away. I've got my 56 degree. We've got that front flag. It's time to attack it. Let's go ahead and put that ball a little bit in the back of the stance, and let's see if we can stick one tight for bird. There we go. It's going to funnel down to the right. Perfect. I've got a perfect birdie putt. Let's go line that thing up and put it in to finish off that bird. Okay, so I'm always a big proponent on taking the flag out. Makes the hole look a little bit bigger. Here's where we ended up for that birdie putt. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark, and I like to line the ball up. I always play with the line on the ball. Looks like this one's breaking slightly left to right, so I'm gonna line it up just outside the hole, about half a cup, and then let the break take it back in. Feel a few practice strokes. Let's get that touchdown. And it just so happens to be Sunday. Perfect. Birdie. Good way to finish, guys. So if you like this, please consider subscribing. I've got a ton more stuff coming your way. I'm going to bring us out here on the course more often to put us in real life situations just like this today so you guys can get better at home. Take care, guys.